It's National Peach Pie Day, and I have got the perfect peach pie recipe for you to try. And it's a great way to use up some of summer's sweetest treats. Let's get it started. I am always on the lookout for a new recipe for peaches. Peach pie, peach jam, peach cobbler, peach whatever. And I found this recipe on Sally's Baking Addiction. I will link the recipe in the description box below so that you can go over to her blog and check it out. But I will tell you what's in it as we work through it. The first thing I'm going to do is preheat the oven to 425. And then I'll put a baking sheet on the bottom rung. That way it'll catch the drippings that spill over from the pie. And the interesting thing about this recipe is that it calls for peach chunks instead of peach slices. It's supposed to help make the peaches hold together in the pie a little bit better. So we'll see. I got a head start by prepping my peaches earlier. I gave them a good wash, and then I put an X on the bottom of the peach and dropped them into a hot water bath. And then I plunged them into an ice water bath, and that just really helped the skins to loosen up. So I was able to peel them a lot easier. I've already got my peaches in the bowl, so next I'm going to add 2/3 cups of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, and I cut a large lemon in half and then squeezed the juice from that, and that gave me about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half of fresh lemon juice. I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of peeled minced fresh ginger, and this was a twist for me. I'm not used to putting fresh ginger in peach pie or peach cobbler, so I'm looking forward to see how that turns out. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, I'll give everything a good stir and then set it aside while I get ready to prep the pie crust. And I want the pie crust to be about 2 inches larger than my diameter of my pie dish, because that way I've got a little space to be able to tuck it down inside the pie dish. And while I'm working on this pie crust, I've got the other one in the fridge so that it can stay nice and cool until I'm ready to work with it. Now I love a lattice crust on a peach pie, a cherry pie, and an apple pie. So I'm going to make a lattice crust for this one. So once I roll the pie crust out to about 12 inches diameter, I'm going to cut strips in the dough and then just kind of weave it in and out until it's the way that I want it. Now I'm pinching this up right around the edge to kind of seal it a little bit. Just bringing it up a little bit higher. Not necessarily the prettiest, but it'll help keep some of that juice in. And peach pies are juicy. They run with juice, so that's why this peach pie is supposed to be so good. You have to let it sit for about 3 hours, and once it's done baking, so that the filling can kind of set, so that you don't have the peaches and the filling just running out all over the place. Just pinch it up. And then we'll brush it with a little egg wash, just to give it a nice little crispy golden brown color. Now we'll make the egg wash. I'm going to add a tablespoon of milk and just beat that up. Now we'll just give this a good dollop with this egg wash. I will just sprinkle it with a little sugar. I like to use that turbinado sugar, but I don't happen to have any right now. That's that really granular sugar you see at Starbucks. Okay, now we're going to pop it in the oven. Now, one thing I want you to see is why we put the sheet pan under the pie. You can see that this pie is pretty full, and as it bubbles, it's going to drip over, and so it'll run onto the sheet pan and not onto the bottom of your oven. And even though I have an oven liner in there, I don't know if it could handle it. Now the pie is going to be in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to turn the oven down to 375 and let it cook for another 40 to 45 minutes. The big thing is you want to make sure the peaches are done and that the pie crust is done also. If you take it out too soon, you could have like a pasty pie crust, and you don't want that. So while that's baking, this video is brought to you by Aprondiva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. Visit us at www.aprondiva.com. Now this pie turned out beautifully. I let it sit overnight because I wanted to make sure that the innards had gelled so that when I sliced into it, peaches weren't running all over everywhere. So I can't wait to cut into it. Before I do that though, I want to bring your attention to how some of the edges are just a little bit browner than I would prefer. Well, you saw that I forgot to put my aluminum foil around those edges to protect them when I first put it in the oven. So when I remembered to do that, it was a good thing because it definitely would have been much darker if I had not. But let's cut into the pie. Let's give it a taste. Delicious. It's delicious. It almost reminds me a little bit of cobbler. This pie is absolutely delicious. I hope you enjoy National Peach Pie Day with a perfect peach pie like I am. Bon appetit! For more homemaking and homekeeping information, be sure to sign up for my newsletter. The first newsletter is going out this month and you will certainly want to receive it. I'll put a link in the description box so that you can sign up for that. And if you hate to do laundry, be sure to sign up on the list for my Lazy Girls Masterclass. You'll want to be the first to know when it is available. For more homemaking and homekeeping inspiration and peachy perfectness, click the link on the screen.